The lights had already dimmed before anyone realized what was about to happen. A storm was brewing, not in the sky, but inside the arena. The kind of storm that doesn't need thunder or rain. Just silence, and 20,000 people holding their breath at once. It wasn't supposed to end like this. Not for him, not for them. The clock showed just seconds left, seconds that would echo for decades. You could feel it before you could even see it. The electricity, the trembling under your shoes. The air was thick, almost heavy, like the universe itself had stopped to watch. Cameras flashing, fans frozen, commentators whispering instead of shouting. And then, a single heartbeat, a flicker of the scoreboard. And everything changed. Rewind. Months earlier, the 2025 season had begun like any other. New rosters, new dreams, old rivalries. But this year felt different. There was an edge in every game. A fire behind every stare. You could smell destiny in the sweat and blood of every player. Nobody knew who would survive. Nobody knew who would fall. All they knew was, every inch, every point, every breath mattered. There was him, the veteran. The man everyone said was done. Too old, too slow, too tired. But he came back, not for glory, not even for revenge. He came back because he couldn't live with, what if? And then there was the kid, the rookie phenom who had the world in his hands and didn't even realize it yet. They said he played like he'd been here before, like he'd been born under the floodlights. But what no one saw was how hard he'd fought just to be here. As the season burned forward, their paths collided again and again, like fate was deliberately tying their stories together. Every highlight reel, every buzzer beater, every gasp from the crowd, it was leading to something. Something bigger than the game. By the time the postseason arrived, everything was on the line. The city glowed like it was alive. Murals painted on walls. Kids mimicking their heroes in the streets. And the whispers. This is the year. This is the moment. This is history. The first round was brutal. Bodies on the floor, eyes full of fire. Every possession felt like war. But he, the veteran, wasn't just playing. He was teaching. Every pass, every decision, every quiet word on the sideline carried the weight of a lifetime in the game. The kid watched, learned, absorbed. But soon, the spotlight turned. Game after game, the pressure built. Cameras followed his every move. Critics waited for him to crack. And when he stumbled, when he missed that one crucial shot, it felt like the whole world turned its back. He didn't sleep that night. Not because he lost, but because he realized what losing meant. But legends are forged in the dark. The next morning, he was back. First in the gym, last to leave, sweat, grit, silence, no cameras, no applause, just a young man chasing redemption in the echo of a bouncing ball. Round after round, the story wrote itself. Teams fell, cities wept, dynasties shattered, and suddenly, it was here. The final, the veteran and the kid, opposite sides. The mentor and the student. The past and the future. The crowd that night wasn't just watching a game. They were watching time fold in on itself. Every cheer was a heartbeat. Every second, a lifetime. First quarter, chaos. The kid exploded out of the gate. Fast, fearless, electric. The veteran smiled, calm as stone. He'd seen this before. He'd lived it. He waited. Second quarter, the veteran answered. Not with speed, but with wisdom. Not with flash, but with fire. His every move was poetry, every shot a reminder. Legends don't fade, they evolve. Third quarter, tension. The crowd couldn't sit. The game swung like a pendulum. Every foul, every whistle, every breath, it mattered. You could see it in their eyes. They both wanted this, not for fame, not for stats, but for meaning. And then, the final quarter. Tied game. 15 seconds left. The kid with the ball. The veteran guarding him. Silence. You could hear the sneakers on the court. The thump of the ball. The heartbeat of millions through the screen. The kid looked up. The clock ticked down. The veteran didn't blink. 8 seconds. 7. He drove left, cut back right. The veteran anticipated. Bodies collided. The ball flew. Time stopped. The arc seemed endless. Fans frozen mid-cheer. 1,000 camera flashes painted the air like lightning. And then, swish. The arena erupted. A sound so loud it felt like the roof might collapse. The kid fell to his knees, hands over his face. The veteran just smiled. He walked over, helped him up, and whispered something no microphone could catch. But everyone could feel it. It wasn't defeat. It was passing the torch. Cameras zoomed in, fans cried, commentators choked on their words. History wasn't broken that night, it was reborn. In the locker room later, the kid sat alone, the championship trophy beside him. He wasn't thinking about the win. He was thinking about what it meant. How everything he'd ever dreamed of was real now, and how heavy it suddenly felt. The veteran walked in, still in uniform. He didn't speak for a while. Just looked around, soaking it in. Then he said, softly, enjoy this. But never forget the ones who built the road you're walking on. And that was it. The moment that defined them both. Outside, fireworks painted the city sky in gold. Inside, two men sat in silence, connected by a game that was bigger than either of them. Years from now, fans will argue about that shot. About who was better, who deserved it more, who carried the moment. But those who were there, who felt it, know the truth. It wasn't about the ball. It wasn't about the score. It was about legacy. Because every postseason, there comes a night when time slows down. When everything you've ever worked for stands right in front of you, daring you to take it. And when that night comes, you either freeze, or you fly. And in 2025, we saw someone fly.